Okay. So as I was saying, the Devasura Sampatim is only a guideline for us. Okay, what to build upon, what to correct, what to negate, what to own up and be happy about, all that. Okay, so with that, the 16th chapter comes to an end. Then the 17th chapter, Shraddha Traya Vibhaga Yoga. He is looking at everything in terms of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. Okay, it starts with a question from Arjuna. These are all simple. 60, 50, 16, 17 chapters, etc. are pretty simple. Nothing much to be worried about or, but something to be done. See, there are certain things in Vedanta to be only known. Self-knowledge. There are certain things you may have to do something about it. So all this are certain things to be done about. Okay. Okay, so we'll see that. So as I said, it starts with a question of Arjuna. Arjuna Uvacha Ye Shastra Vidim Utsrajya Yadante Shraddhayanvitaha Tesham Nishtatu Ka Krishna Sattvam Maho Rajastamaha. Simple direct question. सीधा सा ही बात है. He says, Ye Shastra Vidim Utsrajya, not following the vidhi as laid out by the Shastra. Shastra has got certain very clear-cut directions in what's to be done and not done. Tad utsrajya, not following that. Then, yajante shraddhayanvita. But he worships the Lord with shraddha in your heart. Okay? Shraddha to hai. Lots of it. But he is not bothered too much about the Shastra, Vidhi, etc. Shastra lays down certain ways of worship. Mera khud kar liya. Shastra Vidhi Mutsrajya Shraddhayanvitaha Tesham Nishtha tu Ka Krishna. Hey Krishna, what is this Nishtha? In the same thing, in the Nishtha here meaning, what is that type of worship going to be called? Can we call it Sattvika worship? Or is it Rajasic worship? Or Tamasic worship? Shraddha is there. But what type of Shraddha? Because Shraddha is there, you should follow all the things. No? But here he is not following all the things. Therefore, that Shraddha with which he is doing worship. Remember one thing. If it is something that you are doing quietly at home, you will have some Shraddha, otherwise why are you doing it? This is not meant for others to see, etc. Your worship. So obviously that is Shraddha is there. Otherwise you wouldn't do it. If there is no Shraddha, why should you do it? You don't have to show it to anybody, you don't have to, nobody is watching you, nobody is evaluating you. Your Guru has not said you should do it every day. वो भी नहीं बोला है. Then in spite of all that you are doing it, there must be some Shraddha. No? So what type of Shraddha is that? Sattvikim, Rajasim, Tamasim. How will you classify that? I am sure these are all elaborations by Vyasa later on, okay? You think on the battlefield Arjuna would have asked such a question? This is a question asked by people who have थोड़ा time है यार जरा ये कैसे हो सकता है ऐसा? Okay, all right. So let us see what Krishna has to say about it. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Trividha Bhavati Shraddha Dehinam Sa Svabhavaja Sattvikim Rajasim Chaiva Tamasim Chet Tam Shru. Shri Bhagavan says, yes, he validates that. He said, okay. Trividha Bhavati Shraddha. Shraddha is also of three types. Dehinam cha svabhavaja. Dehinam, for the one who has a body. Being one who has identified with the body. Okay, for that person, the jiva, the individual. The one who has not yet gained Atma Jnanam, for that person, Trivida Bhavati Shraddha. Shraddha Trivida Bhavati is there in a threefold manner, he says. What is that? Satvikim, Rajasim, Tamasim Cheti. Satvik, Rajasik, Tamasik. Correct. How exactly it is? Me Shrunu, I'll tell you. All right. And he says it is Swabhavaja. Swabhavaja meaning it depends upon your mental qualities. If you are Rajasic person, your Shraddha will be Rajasic. Okay? Depending upon the nature of the mind, will be the nature of the belief system, etc. that you have. Then he is clarifying that further. Sattvanurupa sarvasya Shraddha bhavati bharata Shraddha mayoyam purushaha yoyat Shraddha sa eva saha. Sattvanurupaha, he says, Sattva anurupaha sarvasya shraddha bhavati. Here when you say sattva anurupaha, he is not talking about sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. The sattva here refers to your mind. Because the mind is a product of sattva guna of the Maya Shakti. Since mind is a product of sattva guna, he is saying sattva anurupaha. According to your mind, okay, Shraddha bhavati bharata will be your Shraddha. Shraddha mayoyam purushaha. The whole person is nothing but in keeping with his Shraddha, his belief systems. Yoyat Shraddha sa eva saha. In fact, a person is known according to his Shraddha, he says, according to his belief systems. Isn't that true for all of us? All of us are nothing but a set of belief systems, isn't it? Even in what you know, there are certain structures of knowledge where there are certain beliefs coming in. No, Swamiji, I am someone with scientific temper. So this is very clear. Really? The scientific temper involves one huge belief system. Huge belief it involves. What is that? What is that? Simple. The world is other than what you see. You are investigating into all that you can see. Therefore, reality is twofold. Fundamental belief system in science, which in fact we are challenging and negating in Vedanta. So, whatever your system of knowledge is, you cannot have but have some belief systems in it. I am committed to science. Very good. I like that approach to life. That's very good. But understand that there are belief systems. In fact, you ask those people who are 100% committed to research, okay, postdoctoral work, after their doctoral, they are going to do your research work. For them, the journey matters more than the destination. I'm not joking. I know we are looking for answers, but more than an answer, the process of finding out the answer is more important to me. Every scientist says this. Means what? His belief is process driven, not necessarily result oriented. You tell that in a corporate structure, what will happen? For your evaluation, if you are going to say, the process is important, result, they can. I'm not saying no, it is not true. Result will take care of themselves if your process is. But if you are committed to the process, not to the result, you will be kicked out. Why? The belief system there is that we are hiring you for delivering results. That is a belief system there. Religions have their own set of beliefs. So, depending on you, you have to ask which religion and what belief. Including stupid beliefs like, if you don't belong to my religion, I can convert you or kill you. Belief system, strong belief system. Yeah. Some belief systems are healthy for people to live together. Some are not healthy for people to live together. Yoya Shraddha Saeva Saha. You will respond only in keeping with your belief system to the world. Swamiji, I don't have any belief system, I am an open mind. I'll speak to you for 2 minutes and pick out half a dozen belief systems that you have. No, Swamiji, I really have an open mind. Do you? Do you question your beliefs systematically? Are you open to the possibility that what you held right for 20 years may be wrong? 20 years I held a belief like this. It may be wrong. Difficult, no? If you are honest with yourself, you will know it is difficult. Okay? Yeah. Difficult. Your belief paradigms are you. Okay. Think about it, because it's worth thinking how strongly our belief systems influences what we do. And many of these belief systems are picked up unconsciously. Yeah. Very unconsciously, some things are picked up. You know that those cultural and community belief systems are picked up unconsciously as a process of socialization. We have this. In India, there are a lot of these belief systems going around like that. It's not that other places it is not there. All Sardarjis are. You know what the belief system is. All South Indians are. Or Marwaris are. Where do these cultural connotations come in? Belief systems. People who love music are. There's something wrong with people who don't like music here. Come on. So like this, we are picked up socially. Yeah. So in other words, Human being is nothing but a bundle of beliefs, right? Shraddhamayoyam Purusha. And when these belief systems becomes entrenched or this thing through a social or dialect or a philosophy or a religion, then it can create a lot of good, a lot of harm. Both it can create. Okay? Yeah, can create both. Therefore, one has to be very careful what one believes in and always question that belief. Yes, my little student is smiling away. She is happy to hear this. Oh wow, he's applauding as well. Okay. Yeah, because some belief systems we bring from our past lives also. I'm not joking. Core belief systems sometimes come from our previous lifetimes as well. Yeah. Yeah, all that is the part of the game. All right, then we had asked about that question, remember? That Shraddha is Satvik, what he is coming to that. Yajante Satvika Devan Yaksharakshamsi Rajasaha Pretan Bhutagunans Shainyē Yajante Tamasa Janaha. What is your regular worship consisting of? Satvikaha Yajante Devan. Satvika, people are basically Satvik. They will invoke the Lord in various forms as devatas. Rama, Krishna, Shiva, Vishnu, Lakshmi, Devi, Durga, Kali. All these. The established forms that are there are hundreds of forms, okay? Okay. Crores of forms. Every village has a Gam Devata. Yeah. That's why you will find a Gam Devi temple in town, you will find a Gam Devi temple in Villaparle also. Why? Because both were villages before. No? So the presiding deity of that village. Yeah. Whatever it is. If it is Devi, generally it will be Durga. Okay? Or forms of Durga. So if you are a Sattvika person, you will invoke the Lord in these manners, he says. Okay, theek hai. Yaksha Rakshansi cha Rajasaha. If you are a Rajasic person, your regular worship will involve what? Yaksha Rakshansi. Who will invoke Yaksha? Of course, we all do. Diwali mein to, do you not invoke Kubera for Diwali puja? If you are a little more Satvik, you will say Kubera Lakshmi. Lakshmi Sahita Kubera. You are invoking Lakshmi along with Kubera, because Kubera is supposed to be the lord of wealth. So, it's a Yaksha. Another class of Devatas, no? Yaksha. You will worship him. Why? Kshipram Bhavati. The result is very fast. Yeah, result is very fast. Yaksha Rakshasa. All right. And this is even better. Pretan Bhuta Gananshyanye Yajante Tamasaj. Pretan Bhuta Gananshyanye. Pretan ghosts. Bhuta Ganan. I don't know how many of you, there are quite a few South Indians here. You may have heard of a deity called Kuttichatan, especially if you are from Kerala. You would have heard of the deity called Kuttichatan. In my hometown Kerala, there is a temple called Triprayar temple. It's a Rama temple. On the banks of a river, beautiful temple. Small but nice, very beautiful temple. I was given over as Ramadasa. okay, as Rama's Dasa when I was born, as a baby. And then the parents brought me back from the Lord, like. Yeah. So I'm supposed to pay tribute to the Lord every day, every year, okay. A couple of kilometers away, there is supposed to be a Vishnu Gana. It goes by various names, Kuti Chatan, Vishnu Maya, etc. Okay, he said Ganaha, Vishnu Ganaha. Like how you have Shiva Ganas? Like Nandi is supposed to be Shiva Gana. Similarly, Vishnu Maya is Vishnu Gana. You will invoke. Ghosts you will invoke. Why will you do something like that? Okay, these deities are invoked only if you want to trouble somebody. Now look at it. You are worshipping, but what is the aim of your worship? To trouble somebody else. But hota hai. Now what about ghosts? A ghost is nothing but a jiva who died because of some abuse of either his will or somebody else's will or an accident before his prarabdha was fully up. Therefore, there is something known as Shesha Prarabdha, Prarabdha left behind. Prarabdha is a karma that you have to undergo in this lifetime. But Shesha, there is Baki hai. You have died. Plus, you are still attached to what is happening on earth. Plus, nobody has done any Shraddha, Sarvani, etc. for you. Funeral rites were not done. So now, because of Shesha Prarabdha, you are hanging around. You are hanging around. If you have a great sense of devotion and you are highly pragmatic, you won't hang around. You will go on your next phase of the journey you will start. For this, you have to be highly pragmatic as a person and great sense of devotion also. Then you will move ahead. If neither is there, you are stuck. Abhi kya karega? Hang around for some time, the prarabdha will get over. How long? I have seen families in which the grandfather's ghost is still hanging around and they have to do something to help him go forward. So that in that family there will be some sort of problems manifesting where you don't know why it is being caused. Then you go to an astrologer, do a prashnam and he'll say, Aisa, Aisa, hai. And then you do something to take care of it. Now, if such a thing is not happening, how will the spirit be able to move on? So there are these tantrics that will catch hold of these ghosts. Come here. You'll do a ritual by which now you have to become my spy. You have to go there and tell me all that thing that the guy there is doing and report it to me. And the spirit says, okay, why? By doing that prarabdha is over, at least they'll move forward. No? By doing that prarabdha, etc. will come to an end and you will move forward. So, it is these type of people who will worship ghosts, spirits, ganas, etc. Swamiji, I don't believe in all that. That is true. You don't, because we are city brought up people and not exposed to these things. I too didn't believe in all these things. Until I saw with my own eyes certain things, I said, no, there is something in it. Then I explored the Shastra. The Shastras talks about these things. Yeah. Like wherever there are ghosts, I can sense them very fast. Very easy for me to make out what ghosts. I get the smell. I'm not joking. You can identify by different means. For me, the smell works well. I'll tell you the nature of the ghost also by the smell. Now don't ask me whether in your houses it is there. I can't do that through Zoom. Yeah. इधर है क्या नहीं बोल सकते. Yeah. So, look at it. If you are sattvic, you will go to worship devatas, etc. If you are rajasic, yakshas, etc., where you will get quick results. If you are tamasic and want to cause harm to others by your worship, then you will worship as a ghost, etc. Pretas, all these spirits, Shivaganas, etc. Yeah. You will do that. So now, by the invocation, we are deciding whether it is sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic. Okay? By sheer invocation. Yeah. And what you want to achieve. Because the intention decides whether it is sattvic, rajasic, or tamasic. Remember, this is always, it is not the action, it is the intention behind the action. Yesterday evening, two things happened in Bombay. In one of the hospitals, a doctor took a sharp instrument, cut open somebody's abdomen for an appendix operation. But the appendix had already burst inside, so peritonitis, and the person died. And the surgeon removed his gloves, walked away, empathized with the relatives who was waiting outside. I'm so sorry, this. The operation was fine, but this is what has happened. And he walked away free. On the streets of Bombay, in one of the dark areas, a local guy took a sharp instrument and slit somebody's stomach. Unfortunately or fortunately for him, some couple of cops were passing by, they caught hold of him. They rushed the guy to the hospital, where he survived. But this guy is now arrested for assault, intention to cause harm. The other guy, the guy died, but the man walked away free, the surgeon walked away free. Here the guy survived, but still the guy goes behind the bars. Why? Intention. One's intention was to help and heal, the other's intention was to destroy. So similarly here, what is your intention? Your invocation will depend upon your intention. So are you invoking the devatas? Are you invoking yaksha rakshasaha? Or are you invoking bhutaganaha, pretaha, ityadi? Yeah. Okay. Then what? All right. Ashastra vihitam ghoram tapyante ye tapo janaha damba ahankara samyukta kamaraga balanvita karshantam sharirantam bhutagramam achetasaha mnyanchaiva anta sharirastam tan vidhi asura nischayan. Here it is, he says. All right. Ashastra vihitam ghoram. That which is not enjoined by the Shastras. Ghoram. What do you call? Very, very terrible practices. Tapayante. Tapaha tapayante. Ghoram tapaha tapayante. Very terrible practices they will do. Ye tapo janaha. Ye janaha tapayante. All ghora tapas. But how do you say Shastra Veditam? Shastra mein sab bola hai na? Tantric Shastras. Yes. Lot of it is said. Let me clarify that also, because these things can come up in your mind. The Tantrika Shastra is a Shastra. It traces its roots to Atharva Veda. So how can you say Ashastra Vihitam? Because it is not Vihitam. Vihitam meaning said or enjoined for the purpose you are thinking of. These are things to be used against the nation's enemies, etc. That's how the Tantric Shastras are conceived. There are. Yeah. Thousands of people are dying on the battlefield. No? You expect battle only to be glory areas? No death, no destruction. Why do you think Indians never were aggressive? Because the aggressor also loses people. No? Can you say only the defenders lose? So the aggressors don't lose. Of course, the aggressor also will lose. Defenders also will die. A lot of death and destruction will happen. So, to enhance some of these actions, etc., these type of rites are there in the Tantric Shastras, etc. So that enemy will die more than your people. How can you invoke something so the enemy will die? You're going to go and kill them anyway, aren't you? Why are people so upset when there is a ritual to kill your enemy? When you are willing to take a gun and shoot him down? Am I making sense? Yeah. Tantra is high energy work. It's actually speaking of energy work. It is meant to develop yourself. Predominantly, it is meant to develop. If there are some rituals which are targeted against somebody, etc., it is supposed to be used only in such circumstances. Just imagine what would have happened if a group of tantrics had come together and done something to finish off Hitler. Because Hitler survived a lot of assassination attempts. But if a group of tantrics had done some pujas for it, one of those assassination attempts would have been successful. World would have been saved. No? Correct? Not correct? I know I am challenging your belief systems right now. Your belief systems are being challenged. Yes, correct. But that is true. So it is meant only to be used in those things. If you are using it somewhere else for some other things, then it becomes ashastra vihitam, not enjoined by the Shastras. That is not the use for it. Therefore, you to kill some relative so that the money will come to you. That is murder. That is not worship. Okay. Ashastra vihitam ghoram tapayanti tapojanaha. Okay. Why do people do that? Damba ahankara samyuktaha. Dambam, pretensions, false fronts, ahankara, ego, etc. Samyuktaha. Kama raga balanvitaha. Kama and raga balanvitaha. Kama raga balena anvitaha. You are strengthened by the strength of kama and raga, desires and longings. Who is going to go and do negative things here? Come on. Only if you have strong passions will you do something like that. Karshantam sharirastam bhutagramam achetasa. Okay. What do you do in the process? Okay. You harm yourself. You harm yourself. If you are doing too much of these negative karmas, too much of them. Let us say here is a priest. His whole job is to do these negative karmas for people. He will start looking like a gaul himself. Very gaulish looks he'll have. Why? Your own bhuta gramam, the bhutas that make up your body, Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apa, Prithvi, etc. is going to be damaged yourself. You are damaging yourself only in the process, he says. You may get that money, but you are damaged yourself in the process. The price is always too high. Swamiji, then why do they do it? Do we not do it in corporates? Work day and night and get a heart attack at the end of it? Stress yourself out so much that you get a heart attack by the time you are 40? What is that? What is that? There's also Rajasam karma, no? Self-damaging, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. No money or promotion is worth getting a heart attack for, okay? Yeah. Bhuta garama vachetasaha. Maham chaitanta sharirastam tan vidhi asura nishchaya. Not only that, it looks as though they are damaging me also, it says. Meaning your manifested consciousness awareness is damaged. Your sense of right and wrong goes haywire. Dharma. Dharma is Ishvara's manifestation in you. That goes haywire. Okay. That's why if you are following the left-handed path, the path of Tantra, etc., your sense of Dharma should be very high. Very high. Yeah. I know a couple of Tantrics like that. Very good in what they do, okay? Very good. Excellent. They use it only to help people. Because some idiot has done something against them, this, that. Now, their pujas are expensive, they charge you a certain amount. But you give him $1 million also, he won't do something negative against somebody. He won't do. Can't be bought. He has the ability and the power to destroy somebody. He has it. But you offer him $1 million, he won't do it. He won't do it. Even though ordinarily, etc., when you are going to do a puja and all, he will charge you a lot of money. He is expensive. Why? Because he wants money. It's a profession. Remember, priest is a profession. Priest is not a sadhu. So a priest is entitled to charge what he thinks is fit. Like going to a management consultant. A management consultant can charge what he thinks is fit. No? Oh, it's too expensive. Then don't go to him. Simple as that. He believes this is what he is worth. I don't think he is worth that much. Don't use him. Use somebody else. Yeah, simple. Job is simple, isn't it? So similarly, these guys, a priest is a profession. So even though normally he wants money, etc., you can't tempt him with money to do something adharmic. The sense of dharma is high. Only then you can be a tantric, okay? Anyway, that apart. So now, if you look at this, has he directly answered Arjuna's question? Is that Shraddha, Satvik, Rajasic, Tamasic? He has not directly answered. Has he given you enough indications? Deliberately he has done it like this to show you that nothing is black and white. Intention wise, it is clear, it is Satvik, because you are invoking Devatas, not invoking Yaksha, Rakshasa, etc. Arjuna's question. Invoking Devatas, etc. But some amount of tamas has crept in. Why? Shastra Vidhi Mutrujya. If you have enough Shraddha, you will follow the Shastra properly. No? So a little bit tamas has crept in. He has deliberately left it open like that. Why? Because these are not watertight compartments. Exactly like how you are not a watertight compartment to be classified as Satvik, Rajasic, Tamasic. The most Satvik person has Rajas and Tamas in them. The most Satvik person will have some Rajas and Tamas. The most Tamasic person will have a little bit of Sattva. Thinking thoda to hai na. So it's always like that. Never black and white. Never black and white. Understand this. They are all permutations of combination of sattva, rajas, tamas. Therefore, because of not caring enough for the Shastra, little tamas has crept into that worship. Otherwise, it is fine. It is predominantly sattvic. Because intention is clear, commitment is there. Thoda one lesha, one touch of tamas has come in. Yeah. Okay. Yes, intention and alignment to dharma is what is the most important thing. You're right. Yeah. Okay. Then he is touching upon a very, very favorite topic of people. Okay. And after we do this topic, please go and don't come and tell me this food is sattvic, this food is rajasic. My hands will start itching then. Aharasvapi sarvasya trivida bhavati priyaha yajñas tatagdanam teshan bedamimam shunu. He says similarly, ahara, food, sarvasya trivida bhavati priya is also threefold, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. Yajñaha, the worship. Tapas, the type of penance, austerities you follow. Tatha danam, the sharing, the charity that you do. All of them, listen to me in terms of sattva, rajas, tamas, he says. All these things are being divided into sattva, rajas, tamas. Why? The intention is, all right, here it is. Make everything as sattvic as possible. Your mind is tuned to the reality. The more sattvic you become in your life, the more in tune you are with your reality. Therefore, all these things also pay attention. Yeah. If it has not started working, if Vedanta has worked up by now, don't bother about this. Chhod do. Work on your nishtha. Now, Swamiji, both kuch, the journey seems long. All right, then fine tune. The journey seems long, fine tune. If you are clear about things, fine. Don't bother. Don't bother. Yeah. Up to you. You decide. Self-evaluation, this is called. Okay. All right. Then what is sattvic food? Everyone wants to know. No? Especially if you are a South Indian with respect to onion, garlic, non-vegetarian, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Ayus sattva balarogya sukha priti vivardanaha rasya digna stira khuddyaha ahara sattvika priya. This type of food is liked by the sattvika people. Very important point he is making here. He is not saying this is sattvic food. He is saying sattvic people like this type of food. So by association, if you have this type of food, you will become more sattvic. It is a reverse thing. He is not classifying any item of food as sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. He is doing ulta. Saying if you are a sattvic person, you will like this. Therefore, refine your taste, because taste always is something that you have refined. It is something like this, you know. I had a couple of people in my life. So that time we used to get, I think, Britannia cheese or something we used to get. This is during my sailing days. Okay. Hey, when you're going to France, get a platter of cheese for me. I said, okay, no problem. So sailing from Rotterdam, I picked up some cheese and came to. Oh my God, I can't eat this. I said, I thought you loved cheese. What happened? This I can't eat. Why? Because their palate was used only to Britannia cheese. These are refined cheeses, the other which you are not used to the taste, therefore you don't like it. You don't like it, it's simple as that. Or my cousin came from Kerala to Bombay. I took him to Chowpatty and gave him Bhel Puri. हाँ, मजा नहीं आया. अरे भेल पूरी मजा नहीं आया. How can you not enjoy Bhel Puri? We are Mumbaikars. How can you not enjoy? Oh, I don't like all that kothmir and all they put on. I don't like it. He didn't enjoy it. Taste is always like that. Okay, what you have picked up. Therefore, he says, pick up sattvic taste. Hopefully, your mind will also become sattvic. Why? Look at the nature. Ayuhu, your life. Sattvam, your thinking powers. Balam, your strength. Arogyam, your health. Sukha, your happiness. Preeti, the pleasant feeling. Vivardhanaha, the food that will help all this. Sukham, Preeti, Vivardhana is a very important quality. One of my Guru Bhains, mother would always tell all of us when we are young, eat food that your stomach will thank you. Eat such type of food that your stomach will feel very happy with it. Now what food is that? Swamiji, a nice pizza. Your mind is thanking you, not your stomach. If you have a dinner only of pizza, next morning you don't know whether you will be constipated or not unless you add some fiber along with it. Therefore, arogyam, balam, your health, it should contribute to your health. So when you go for your cholesterol readings, etc., they are all within the range. Aha, that's good. Arogya, strength is given you strength. This is some food. A good protein diet without too much of excessive protein. But for protein, non-vegetarian, no. Your sprouts, chana sprouts, soaked peanuts, excellent sources of protein. Excellent sources of protein. But if you are going to have sprouted chana and soaked peanuts every day, be sure you are getting a lot of exercise, okay? Because the protein content is so much that unless you are exercising so much, you will not be able to digest it. You will end up with gout and things like that. Then the same thing which is sattvic will become a problem for you. Can you see that? It won't become bala vardhana, it will become gout vardhana. Yeah, too much of uric acid build up in your system because proteins, no? Rasyaha. Okay. It should be pleasant for your tongue. It is not that healthy food is like you chewing cud. Salad बैठ के खा रहा है. कुछ taste नहीं आ रहा है. यार क्या ये? Should be tasty. Should be tasty. If you are eating even if it's a health food, it is not. If it's not tasty for you, no salivation will take place. Half the digestion is supposed to be done in your mouth. Interacting with all the enzymes in your saliva, etc. If that doesn't take place because it is so boring, insipid food, boiled vegetables, sattvic food hai. ये क्या sattvic food hai? At least like the Chinese, put some soya sauce, put some chili sauce, put everything in it. Chinese are smart in that, okay? Traditional Chinese cooking I am talking about. Rasyaha, snigdaha, should have some fat content in it. Yeah. Modern thinking. Avoid carbs, avoid fats. Unhealthy. Unhealthy. My doctor has asked me to put some fat in my diet. Why? Minimum cholesterol is supposed to be 130, mine is 138. Maximum supposed to be 250 and I am 138. That means what? Cholesterol is important. Your brain functions on that. Otherwise the liver will struggle to produce more and more of that in your system. You are loading the liver if you are not having. That doesn't mean tomorrow you go and eat all butter vada, samosas, bhaji, etc. morning, afternoon, night. No. That's why the traditional diet, put a little bit of ghee into your diet, the first morsel of food you are taking. Healthy. healthy ideas. Some amount of fat is necessary for you. So don't avoid fats completely. Sthiraha. Okay. Sthira. It should fortify you. It should have enough nutrients in it to fortify you. Not eating junk. Not eating junk. Fortify you. Okay. Hridyaha. Pleasant. Cheerful. You feel happy. Comfort food. One thing will tell you clearly. When you are not feeling very well, what do you feel like eating? Supposing you are not too low energy, what do you feel like eating? That will tell you what is pleasing to your system. Some khichdi, for example. Or if you are a South Indian, curd rice. What do you feel like? That will tell you what is sattvic for you. Okay? These are all sattvic ahara. So look at this he has bothered. Yeah. He has not said vegetables, sprouts, etc. is sattvic. He has not said that. He said food which is nutritive, food which makes you feel strong and powerful, food which makes you very happy with it. Your stomach is very comfortable with eating that. Yeah. If you don't have to take a Digene pill after that. You don't have to take antacids after that. Yeah. This is sattvic food. You know something? Even vegetarianism in India came as an extension of the value of ahimsa. Yeah. I will not kill for my tongue, that's it. For the eating pleasure, I will not take another life. So, ahimsa towards human beings extended to the animal kingdom was vegetarianism. Not because vegetarianism is healthier option, etc. Vegetarianism is a healthier option if you are looking at it. Therefore, what will your guideline be in all these things? Either go by modern science or go by traditional Ayurveda. Two choices you have. Ayurveda or modern medicine. What is healthy? You decide by that. Don't decide by fads. Swamiji, what about vegan food? No animal product at all, Vegan is as a system is unhealthy. It will deprive you of B complex vitamins. Therefore, as a system, it doesn't work. All people who are vegans will have to take a substitute, a supplement. They will have to take a supplement. Therefore, by itself, it does not work. I am taking a stand and saying this. Though I know a couple of my students are vegans. Vegans, what do you call it? Vegans. Okay. They are vegans, but this is it. It's not. As a system, it is incomplete. The system has to be complete in itself. Like vegetarianism. You add milk, dairy products, sprouts, etc. Very complete system of your diet. Vegan is not complete. B complex is missing. Don't go by fads. Planto diet, keto diet, this, that. My God, what all you have. But this bodybuilder, see, he went on keto diet and look at how he is. Yeah, but he had a heart attack at 45 and he died. Thought about that? What is the point in having mighty muscles when inside your अंदर से फुक्कल है, अंदर से फुक्कल है. You rather be a 70-year-old who can climb up to Kedarnath without problems. But you don't have mighty muscles. Yeah. So, there is where you go. Sattvika ahara. So, what about garlic and onions? The people, that thing will still be there. That kida will be there in people's mind. In small quantities, it's sattvic. Garlic is supposed to be so potent that if you are taking it, you must take it in small quantities. In small quantities, very good for your heart. Especially if you have BP issues, cholesterol issues, etc. Small quantities will help you. Not large quantities, small quantity, because potent. Like saying ghee is good for health, correct? 1 spoon or half a spoon, not 1 katori. Though I did know a man who had a katori of ghee every day, and he lived up to 82, 92 without any health problems. And the day he died, he lay down in his bed and said, Aham Brahmasmi, and he went. Some of you know him, Sahaya. Kesari Nandan Sahaya. But those are exceptions, okay? So this is as far as Sattvika diet is concerned. What is Rajasic, Tamasic, etc.? We will see next class, okay? Yeah. Good place to stop. So if any doubt is there about onion, garlic, etc., 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 Rajasic, Tamasic, may it's all be taken care of. Okay. Good place to stop. Om Tat Sat.